Hello and welcome to another BLS Contest Series playthrough for the mother of all par 3s design event. This one here is by JoeyPowerline called Tilted Tree Par 3. Excited to see this one. The screenshot looks awesome and clearly has a tilted tree in it. Let's head to the back tees, pin 1, and take note of our settings here. We've got firm fairways, firm greens, and fast green speed at dusk. So we'll look forward to that. Could be in for a bit of a challenge, maybe. I don't know. With my swing, everything's a challenge. Heading out to the first tee, and as we always do, once Victor gets set up here and gets his club, we will take a quick look around the plot with the fly around. Good looking opening hole here. All right, a lot of grasses amongst the hills here. So looks like we've got, oh, there's our clubhouse. Oh, we've got a nice little plot here. That explains the ability to have the grass so dense. Yep, right along the shoreline here. Terrain painted beach. Oh, here's our tilted tree. All right, well, I don't want to spoil too much because it is a smaller plot, especially, so I might accidentally see things I don't want to see yet. So let's head back over to where Victor stands by the clubhouse at the first tee. And play Tilted Tree, par 3. And we're starting off with a short. 107 down 31. Gonna play more like 95-ish. And our green. All right, we're on the back tier at this pin location. Looks like another one could be here with a false front. Yep, and some runoffs too. Like I can't go long here or I'd be on a runoff. That. And it's a really good looking tee shot for an opening hole. The water in the background, lighting, very nice lighting. An appealing par 3. Let's see if we can do it justice with a good shot. Uh-oh. 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 It's getting worse. And worse. Oh, I needed to be more accurate on that. Settle. Settle. Well, I have properly messed up a short opening hole here. My goodness. 195 speeds. We got some salty speeds. Try to save bogey and get it back. That looks short. Mm-hmm. Thank goodness we didn't double the opening par 3. Whoa, what's that? What is going on there? My apologies. That popped up before. Okay. 171. Downhill, bunkers right. Can't be left. Thank goodness the wind isn't too bad. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at these bunkers if I can. The pans look a little flat, but they're sitting in the hill very nicely. So I'm not gonna judge that too much with an opinion yet, unless I see more of them first. Thinking they might need a little bit more depth to them rather than a flat pan, because they look like bunkers that would be a little bit more rounded. Nice birdie, though. Played that hole well. Out to the sea. Not sure about the aspen here, the orange aspen. That's just a opinion thing, not really a right or wrong anyway, but as any of my comments are, right? I like the fall off here. Good looking hole. I just don't know about the aspen, and I actually feel like it might be there now that I look and see what's behind it. I think it might be there to block an early view of that other tree, so to speak. And just not. The aspen itself looks out of place there, but then I think it's there to block an early view of the tilted tree. Challenging greens with the firmness and the speed. I will say that for sure. I do like fast greens though, so nothing wrong with that. Good detail work with the fencing there around the edge. Okay, here we are, tilted tree, hole 4. Hole 4 is our postcard hole. This is a lot of slope here for such a short hole. Like, this made me think that the hole might be, you know, 180, 190 yards, and you'd be coming in here using this slope to get back to this back pin. But I don't really think that's necessary with a 9-iron. So the green design almost looks more like a green that would be for a longer hole. Yeah, too long. You're right. Point it. Point over there. We'll just chip it in for birdie. How about that? That's kind of a pretty little reprise from the ocean. We got inland water here. Low waterfall. I mean, that is, you know, that's a screenshot right there type of view. That is beautiful. Almost looks like a different course than an Oceanside. Look at these bunkers here now that we have sand again. Those ones look more curved to me. Oh, maybe not this one. Yeah, this one could be, just that pan could be brought down a little bit more. Just a little, you know, because it almost has a rise to it. It just needs to bowl just a little bit more. All right. Come on. All right. I left myself a long putt again. Did we read it right? I think we did. Boom. This hole's framed nicely. I like the look of that. A little bit of weight on each side with the trees and the mounds, the contouring of the land. Sits nicely in there. Yeah, I like that. I'd probably be trying to put the heavy rough right up to the fairway here, just because this transition looks unnatural when you have, like, they mowed here. It's perfectly manicured fairway, and then you would imagine that this rough, you know, comes down through here just a little bit more down through here, rather than just this transition of sand or whatever this texture is over to fairway with like no difference or no barrier. That's just a, you know, I look at that as like a detail thing. That's all. I like these little sandless bunkers, like that one right in front of my pointer there. That's cool. Yep, I do like this hole. Oh no, I didn't hit it far enough. And now the backspin's gonna bring me back off. Oh, I'm lucky it stopped there. Almost chipped it in again. Ooh. So there's two things I like here independently, but I think they're competing with one another. So I like that it's a blind par three. You can see the flag poking out from behind the dune there. And I like the bunker with the high grass and stuff. I really like the look of that. Here's the problem. You've got a very interesting green here with this ridge line running through that separates this back portion from this large front portion. And with a green contour feature like that, I think you'd want to be able to see that from the tee. Because now you're asking me to understand that there's a very big difference between back here and up here, and yet from the tee I can't see that. Like if I'm playing for real, obviously with the scout cam I can see that. So independently, both really cool ideas. I think they should have just been used on two different holes. And I don't like the dead tree. I think it's one of the autogen trees. I would have put a little circle brush there and eliminated that generated object for two reasons. Number one, I don't think the dead tree is necessary, on this plot. Plot is very beautiful as it is and doesn't need to be like this, scope of nature type of idea. And it's also too big, which happens with the autogen trees. They're just sometimes they're just too big. And try to use that slope. Kick left, and hoping for just a teeny bit of release out of there, but I was hitting a 60, so I guess it wasn't going to do that. But we can convert the putt for birdie, and like I said, beautiful looking hole. Without the scout cam, the idea of the green, I wouldn't have been able to see that. All right. I like this hole too. Just a comforting look to it. I think your texture choices are nice here. I think potentially with the yellowish and reddish and orangish trees, it's indicating to me, that fall environment. Potentially you could have used a little bit more weathering effect. I like that you did through the pathways here. You could have thrown in some weathering in the grasses here to yellow and brown some of them out, which I think would match the fall vibe a little bit better. But that's just again, style thing on the details. Two-tiered green here, run off on the back, so I got to be careful I don't go too far. Didn't go far enough. All right, and a big breaker here, left to right. Didn't play it high enough. I can see that inland pond down there again too. I mean, it's actually kind of a neat look. You know, an inland pond right next to the sea, so to speak. You know, a large body of water behind it. Kind of provides a neat little look there. All right, 9th hole. We're going back to the chalet, the clubhouse here. Oh, I like this. Definitely a choice to be made here. Do you want to play it safe over here and have a longer putt, or do you want to play it all the way here? And I think the length of the hole is appropriate for this. We're only hitting a wedge or a 9. So I think that works. I think that works just fine. I am going to play it out here a little bit more, though. Oh, and then pull it. So now I'm in big trouble. Yeah, I'm in big trouble. You can't play it safe and pull it. That doesn't work. I think we're going to have to be hitting a flop here. I'm okay with that. Get out of trouble. Unfortunate bogey to start. Followed it with 4 birdies to finish out the front 9. And we're headed to the back here. I like being up against the edge of the trees here with the water on the right. I'm always a fan of the juxtaposed framing. It's a good look. I like that. I like the idea here. I think that transition I spoke about earlier of fairway to this surface here, you know, it needed to have a little bit more of this right here, touching the fairway on all these edges. So what's happening is this is distracting me right there, you know, right there. So as I'm looking at this hole, I'm kind of distracted by that transitioning. I don't want to be right, though, because I don't want to be down over the hill. I'm happy with that shot. Set up a little 11-foot birdie putt that we can drain. What's going on here? It's a choice. Don't know if it's a. I don't know if it's a choice I like. This idea here, this dunesy style of sand here, and then also back here, it just doesn't. It doesn't match what you've done before. Like, here's a nice manicured bunker. Well, that's the next hole. But it doesn't match what we've seen before with the bunkering. And as I look down through here, it almost looks like a different environment, if you will. A different style. So I'm not sure it fits. I guess is what I'm saying. Come on. Come on. I don't know if it's okay. I like the longer hole. We had a couple short ones in a row there and had to pull out a longer club for this hole. But it just looked like, you know, there was no bunkering around the green. Oh, we made it. And so what we were really looking at is a large expansive green with fairways surround and then these sort of large expansive dunesy sand areas, and it just didn't match what we've been through visually the first, you know, 9 or 10 holes. Beautiful hole here. Yeah, and this was the one that was next, right? So that I was almost pointing to before. But here we've got this style bunker here. And then we're throwing in this style over here. I think it needed to be all of one or the other for this course rather than a mixture. The mixture, just the two environments don't seem to be mixing authentically for me. Oh, right. It's a good tee shot, though. And a good putt to pay it off. All right, got a little short par 3 here. Head back out to the water. So, I mean, interestingly, like this one doesn't bother me as much because it's the beach. And now I know you could say, well, then this plot is a beachy plot. But I can't do it with this. Hold on. Gotta do it this way. It's so much faster. But then we get over here and we see this, right? This moment here that I really liked. If I were to take this screenshot, let's see, right here, and post it somewhere, no one would believe this was on a beachy plot. That's all. That's the only point I'm trying to make. Both independently beautiful. They're just conflicting. Go! Oh no, did I leave that short again on a... Okay, good bounce. Yes. Boy, I'm glad I can chip. Ooh, this hole feels very beachy. Another good look at the tilted tree, though. Yeah, I mean, this hole's very pretty. And I don't even mind that this bunker's back here with this over here. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but There was just so much of the other plot that wasn't, like, it wasn't mixing them the whole way through. Ooh, hit the stick. Oh. Tried. You tried to hit the stick. Oh, thought we had it. Thought we had it. It was a beautiful par 3 along the edge of the water. I really like the roll of the land here. This sculpting here is nice. It's that kind of my kind of thing there. Just that rolling sculpting here. I like that. I might have done something just to make this bunker just a touch more visible. Maybe that would be like bringing this area down just a touch, or popping the not this plane, but this plane here. Just popping that just a touch. Give me a view of it. I like the green contour on this one. Pin sitting down kind of in a, I don't want to call it a beer. It's not that severe, but inspired by. Oh, oh, had me thinking. Had me thinking about buying beers. $155. Is that water left? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, okay. It's the other green on this pond here. This edging looks really nice. I like how that looks. I like the little area here where you could pin back there for a difficult pin. Bunker looks really nice. I like this hill coming off this bunker slope. I mean, all that is really good. Downside, I can't see that water until I scout cam. So I may have found a way to maybe bring this area, oops. Yeah, this area right here down a little bit. More like this area here, this T. Potentially even lower the grasses a bit. I don't know. Something to show me that. What is that mountain in the back? This is. Oh, it's a built-up. The build-up for the other T's. I see. We'll talk about that whenever we get to it. Oh, be the club. Yeah. We're hitting some decent shots today. And some decent putts. 9 under. with a bogey to start. All right. All right. Yeah, this is distracting me. This area here and this one back here. And as I think about it, like rather than just saying that, okay, this is distracting me. Well, that's not a constructive comment. Well, what would I do? What would I do differently? I would go ahead and just mound it and cover it with grass like you have the rest of the areas. Like, you know, again, because it's the dunesy thing, you know, I think I would have just mounted that and covered it with grass and make it look like all of the rest of this. Because as it sits here, this par 3, I think, could really pop. Your layering on your bunkers is nice. The you know, front 3 there on the bottom. Actually, maybe that's 2, but doesn't matter. Looks like 3 from the tee. These bunkers here, they're layered nicely. And then you've got this one in the back, which I may have popped this back edge a little bit more to promote the layering. But your sculpting here off the front apron is really good. And the green sits nicely plateaued over those bunkers. And so really what's happening is you could have this really cool layered look. And it could just be sitting in amongst this bowl of grass. It would have been kind of a neat look. And if you needed to break a sight line up a little bit, you could put, you know, a tree outcropping through here or something. But yeah, those, I just, you know, I think it's the same kind of thing. I think those dunes just got you sidetracked a little bit on the look. The hole itself is fine. I mean, it plays well, looks good, and it could just look just a touch better. That's all. Oh, did we make another one? We did. '18th, I believe. Well, yeah, coming to 18. Yeah. So this looks good, right? I mean, so you've got a hill. The green's perched up on the hill. You give me a sighted line of the bunker. Another view of the 9th green behind me. The chalet clubhouse. Beautiful looking. And rather than the dunes, I've got hills of grass. And I think that's where the other one just needed to look, you know, similar. That's all. Yep, I like this. I don't think I got all of that one. Oh, I blasted it over the break. I'd like to make this, though, to shoot 10 under. Should be able to do that. Yes. Good round. Wow, that's about as good as I can play, though. It's about as good as I can play overall. I didn't hit every shot great, especially there in the beginning of the round. But we definitely got it going there for a while. So that's Tilted Tree, par 3 by JoeyPowerline. Really enjoyed the round. I mean, you know, I'll enjoy the rounds even more as I play them more and don't have to think about everything during a playthrough or that or judging, you know. We'll look forward to seeing this on the Dirty Ankle Mafia Society as well. And so yeah, so let's talk pros and cons. Pros, I thought it was a smart idea to really close in and use a small area of the plot, which allowed you to be, very, very dense and thorough with your planting. You gave a certain style that you were going after there with that aspect, and having a small plot where everything is close together really helps with that. And I think with a par 3 especially, that's really smart because you want to maximize your views from every tee shot, as you always do on a big course too. But when you're 18 holes that are all par 3s, you have less land that you need to use, and you used it well. By the sea, provided great looks all along the way. A huge pro for me was that 4th hole, the tilted tree, that sort of postcard hole. Made a lot of sense to me. You're gonna, name a course after a feature on the course, then that feature should pop and really look good when you get there, and it did. I thought that hole was good. The greens were smooth, the contours were fair for the speeds. A lot of the contouring around the aprons and stuff I enjoyed. Some of the runoffs, the slopings. I mentioned some of those depression areas where they were kind of bunkerless, or sandless bunkers, if you will. All of that kind of played really nicely for me. The cons, I think I said enough about it during the round, maybe said too much, right? But one of the things that was distracting me was just competing ideas. Are we an inland autumn course with beautiful bunkers, high grasses, fall trees, or are we down by the beach? And I think it was okay to have the environment sitting there, but it's when the beach got itself moving up inland, competing with the rolling hills, the grass covered hills and stuff, and it was almost like the dunes were in places they didn't need to be, and that just got me distracted. If all we had was the sand down on that shoreline, I think I maybe would have thought differently about it. It was all the sand, that's wispy dunes and stuff, that started to be in areas that I didn't think they needed to be. That was kind of one of the, just if you want to put that under a con, that was one of the things that I would put there. But judges will judge that in terms of the environment, and that would go in the environment category, and they'll decide if it matters to them or not. I thought more weathering could have been used on the grass also to tie in that autumn environment. And then the bunkers could use just a teeny bit more sculpting in the pans to make them rounded out rather than flat. Some of them were too flat. But I liked the shapes of them. I liked where they were placed, how they played. So all in all, a really good project. Like I said, excited to see it on the Dirty Ankle Mafia Society, and playing it more when I can just play through and enjoy it. So thank you for being part of the competition. I wish you well in the judging, and it's great to have you participating and putting out a quality product like this for us to enjoy. So thanks for your time in doing that, and I look forward to more of your work in the months ahead on PGA Tour 2K25. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back with more playthroughs of other courses in the contest, the mother of all par 3s for the VLS contest series. And I want to thank JoeyPowerline and all the contestants for giving us these great designs to enjoy. Thank you so much, and we'll be seeing you again.